Hi, I'm John Cranton. Let's talk Super Bowl action. The Giants and the Patriots, a rematch of that 2008 Super Bowl thriller where the Giants scored late to stop the 18-0 Patriots 17-14. Much of the same cast returns for both teams, including the head coaches. Giants have 14 players remaining from that Super Bowl team, and the Patriots have 7. Now, the Giants have a 12-7 overall record, both straight up and against the spread, but you really can't pay much attention to that. The last 5 games, 5-0 straight up and ATS, and they just dominated the Jets in a must-win game 29-14. Took on the rival Cowboys for the NFC East title 31-14 destruction. Falcons in that wild card game, very good Atlanta offense, shut them down 24-2. The shocker at Green Bay 37-20, and then the NFC title game against the 49ers on the road, 20-17. And the New York Giants prefer to run the football, have balance on offense. They like to control the clock with running backs Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. That'll be imperative against this New England no-huddle attack to try and keep them off the field, one that can tire out defenses. Now, the Giants did rush for 173 yards against the Falcons in that wildcard game, the 6th-ranked run defense. But this New England defense is much worse than that. They're middle of the pack defensively against the run. And don't forget, the Giants can throw the football with quarterback Eli Manning, 37 touchdowns, only 17 picks. This offense in the regular season was 5th in the NFL in passing with 296 yards per game. Outstanding targets for him and wide receiver Victor Cruz with over 1,500 receiving yards, and tall wide receiver Hakeem Nicks over 1,100 yards for himself. Now, the defense overall is 29th in pass yards allowed, but they have been much better the last 5 games. They had to deal with injuries early in the season, and this defensive front is so talented, so big. They lead the NFL with 48 sacks, led by Jason Pierre-Paul, the second-year man with 16.5 sacks, and defensive end Osi Umenyiora. And they sacked quarterback Aaron Rodgers 4 times in that playoff game, and then against the 49ers 3 more times against Aaron Smith. Now, the Giants' last 9 playoff games, 8-1 against the spread, and the last 10 playoff games, 8-2 under the total. Now, the Patriot offense, very talented and explosive, 15-3 record. Quarterback Tom Brady, 45 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Has great targets with wide receiver Wes Welker over 1,500 yards. And budding young star Rob Gronkowski, the tight end. He did hurt his ankle in the AFC title game and has been in a boot the last week, so we'll see how he's ready to go. But reports are he definitely will play in this game. It was the maligned defense, though, that really saved the day in the AFC Championship game against Baltimore, hanging on for dear life 23-20, stopping the Ravens in the final minute. And then the Ravens missed that chip shot field goal that would have forced overtime. Now, the good news is the defense does have safety Patrick Chung and linebacker Brandon Spikes back. Those guys missed much of the second half of the season. But even with those guys, this defense is average at best. You can't move the football against them, and the secondary has struggled all season long. Patriots are 12-6 over the total, and when you count the playoffs, 7-1 run over the total. When the Patriots face a team with a winning record, 20-9 over the total. Now, these teams met back on November 6th at New England. Giants pulled out a last-second win, 24-20, as Manning threw a 1-yard TD pass with 15 seconds left. Now, that game went under the total, but notice the yardage in the game, a ton of yards. Patriots had 438 yards, 332 passing, and the Giants had 361 total yards, 250 passing. Problem was the turnovers. The Patriots turned it over 4 times, 2 picks by Brady. That's the way to come after them. And the New York Giants turned it over a couple of times as well. They will try to get pressure on Brady, and with this great front line, will be able to do that. Way to look at this game, though, is high scoring. It's indoors in Indianapolis on artificial turf. You get 2 great quarterbacks, all these wide receivers. I'm looking at a Super Bowl that goes over the total. Now, if you're looking at winning plays all weekend long, Jim Feist has plays in college and pro basketball right here on this website, as well as Super Bowl side total and props. Enjoy the games this week, and we will see you next week.